Okay. Shabbat Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shabbat Shalom. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and proceed. I did like 3 tests. I gotta do this soon. I gotta do that, man. But Shabbat Shalom, man. Happy new moon. New moon, Salakia, new moon. To all the brothers and sisters out there that is keeping it on this. We're still in the new moon and the high holy day. Yes, I keep it on the calendar of House of David. I respect that calendar. Shabbat Shalom. And all to the brothers and sisters that are out there. We're still in the new moon. This is a new moon Sabbath. It started Friday sundown. Okay. I'm going to just do this Shabbat new moon lesson. Right, so just hold tight and bear with me, okay? Because I was praying to the Most High for a lesson. I think this should, if I take my time, you should get a lot out of this, and you should get a lot out of this. And what I do with my it's right here. Boy, you turn the phones off. The background is black, so you can't see too good. But yeah, I'm gonna proceed with the lesson. Y'all bear with me for 1 minute. Trying to cut my phone back on. I'm trying to take some last notations. I better just use this. For some reason, it ain't coming on with my now. I don't know, it's easy to cut them on, hard to cut it on for some reason. Yeah, bear with me. Like I said, I'm trying to get some last notations. And it's crazy because I did the search. I think I could remember it. Let's see. It was in, now it was in Proverbs. I don't remember the number. I have to go back. And like I said, get this proper notation because I don't like doing that. And see, I'll be messing up. And I just want to get the proper notation to keep a keep a good, because I had it, I seen it, but for some reason I didn't. Yeah, see, I was totally. It's good to always go to your notations, your notes and whatnot. So yeah, we're gonna. It's just dealing with that. What I'm doing, you see the frankincense burning. It's dealing exactly with that topic. So it's just like a bonus or something, really, just because it's not the meat of the topic. So, but it is what it is. Most I will too. I get to be able to get this posted. Yeah, between the computer and my phone, I've been having little problems. Over the week, maybe longer, but it is what it is. And so yeah, I'm gonna get to it. I think that's pretty much the notation I needed, as far as my topic. Actually, I couldn't even really name it, but the main chapter we're gonna go to, and it's only a little bit because that chapter is the biggest chapter in Psalms. It's like the longest. So Y'all bear with me. We're going to go to Psalms 119. Psalms 119. And we're going to start at the 13th verse. And this is King David and Prophet King David, because I can prove that. All right, we're going to go to that too. But matter of fact, y'all can note it down, Acts 2 and 30. And y'all can read that on your own. But we're going to start at Psalms 119 and the 13th verse, and it reads. And this resonated with me. This whole part here. I'm going to start at the 13th verse. It says, with my lips have I declared all thy judgments of my mouth, of Salakia. With thy lips I have declared all the judgments of thy mouth. I have rejoiced in the way of thy testimonies, as much as in all riches. 15th verse. I will meditate in thy precepts and have respect unto thy ways. So this is required for all of us, right? We're going to read on. I will delight myself in thy statutes. I will not forget thy word. Deal bountifully with thy servant, that I may live and keep thy word. Okay? 18th verse. Open thou mine eyes, that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law. 19th verse. I am a stranger in the earth, hide not thy commandments from me. And this is the King David and Prophet King David, Prophet David, speaking to the Most High. And this is his prayer. And this is his praise. And plea to the Most High, you know, and thanking him and asking him for understanding. And this is what we must do. The scripture says, seek and ye shall find, knock and the door shall be open. So that's required from us. Yahushua reiterated that. So this is why he gave respect to Prophet and King David. 17th verse reads, I'm going to read that again. Deal bountifully with thy servant, that I may live and keep thy word. He said, open thou mine eyes, that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law. So the Most High give him great understanding and wisdom and knowledge. Knowledge and wisdom. Because the wisdom is how to use that knowledge. So, and you know that was the blessing he bestowed on King Solomon. Right? So let's read on, 20th verse. 19th verse. I am a stranger in the earth, hide not thy commandments from me. Meaning give him understanding. My soul breaketh for the longing that it have unto thy judgments at all times. So he had longed for the commandments and loved the commandments and loved and wanted more understanding and wisdom and knowledge of it. 21st verse. Thou hast rebuked the proud that are cursed, which do err from thy commandments. 22nd verse. Remove me from reproach and contempt, for I have kept thy testimonies. Right, despite his flaws, he kept his testimonies. He kept the law, statutes, commandments of the apple of his eye. So when he erred and sinned, he knew to go with a contrite heart to the Most High. He was sincere. Okay, he was very sincere and a righteous king. Right? It says, despite his flaws and flaws and errors, and we're going to get into a little bit of that. So it says, 23rd verse. Princes also did sit and speak against me, but thy servant did meditate in thy statutes. Now, I highlighted that one. 17th verse, was like, and 18 was one of my favorites, but I also highlighted this one, 23rd verse. And this is where we're going to go in a little bit, some of the history, because Matter of fact, let's get to it. Not prolong it. Let's get to it. I just gotta put my marker here so I don't lose one here. A second. Right. Let's go to Second Samuel and the 12th chapter. 2 Samuel and a 12th chapter. Right? So the Most High, where I start at? Yeah, this is where I want to start at, because this is. Wait, y'all can read the whole 12th chapter on your own, okay? But I'm gonna start at the this highlight. Go to the highlights of one of the mistakes and errors where it leads into that. I'm not going to the whole background because you got to go all the way to like the beginning of the 4th, 5th chapter of 2 Samuel. But and probably the first really, but I'm just highlighting a particular one in the 2 Samuel, the 12th chapter. And the 15th verse I'm going to read. It says, and Nathan departed unto his house, and Nathan was the prophet, right? And Nathan departed unto his house, and Yahweh struck the child that Uriah's wife bare unto David, and was very sick. All right, and David therefore besought the Most High for the child, and David fasted and went in and lay all night upon the earth. Right? So I'm going to go back to the 15th verse. It says, and Nathan departed unto his house, and Yahweh struck the child that Uriah's wife bare unto David, and it was very sick. Now, this is one of the mistakes David made, because Uriah was a warrior in the army of Yasharallah. He was a Hamite. He was a so-called African today. He was a Hamite, and David had lusted after his wife. And David understood the law. So what David conceived in his mind and plotted was have that which Uriah the Hamite was a mighty warrior. He placed Uriah in the front line of the war, and he ended up being killed, killed in war and battle. So David knew this because David had lusted after his wife. His wife was a Hamite, but that Hamite was very beautiful. And David really lusted at her. You go into the story, David watched her bathe and everything, but y'all got to go in the background of the story in 2 Samuel. But I'm just giving you a short version of the story. So that's what he did. And that was one of the evils that he did. So the Most High knew of it, so he sent word to the prophet Nathan. And Nathan, if you read the story, the prophet Nathan made it known to King David. But the way he did it, because the prophet, they feared the king, and King David, so they know what a king would do. He had, power and order. So when you go into the story, Nathan told a story to King David, and that's how he got him to made it aware that he knew what he did, how the Most High know what he did. And how the Most High made it known to him. And he made known to King David his sin, and the Most High gave King David an ultimatum in his punishment, and he didn't want to choose, so the Most High made the decision for him, and this is one of the punishments. So the son that he bare from Uriah's wife ended up being sick. And he fasted and prayed, like we just read, like the scripture says. And we're gonna jump. You're gonna jump down to the result of that. And we're gonna restart at matter of fact, I'm gonna go into the story. Actually, I'm gonna continue reading on. 17th verse. And the elders of his house And in the 17th verse, and the elders of his house arose and went to him to raise him up from the earth. But he would not, neither did he eat bread with them. And it came to pass on the 7th day that the child died. See, that was the judgment call from the Most High, from what he did. And the servants of David feared to tell him that the child was dead. For they said, Behold, while the child was yet alive, we spake unto him, and he would not hearken unto our voice. How will he then vex himself if we tell him that the child is dead? But when David saw that his servants whispered, so they was whispering amongst themselves, but he overheard them, right? David perceived that the child was dead. Therefore David said unto his servants, Is the child dead? And they said, He is dead. Then David arose from the earth and washed and anointed himself and changed his apparel and came into the house of Yahweh and worshipped. Then he came to his own house, and when he required, they set bread before him, and he did eat. David mourned and then moved on, because he knew what that judgment was, but they didn't understand it. So we're going to read on. Then said, 21st verse, Then said his servants unto him, What thing is this that thou hast done? So they questioning him. They know he did something wrong now. Thou didst fast and weep for the child while it was alive, but when the child was dead, thou didst rise and eat bread. Yeah, you act like nothing else, But we're gonna read 22nd verse. And he said,